Nikki, how important has that been for him specifically with the struggling AC Milan as of late?
Yeah, I think you could make a really reasonable case that he's been Milan's most consistently productive footballer this season. He's scored the most goals for their team this season across all competitions. I think it's 15 across all competitions. He's got the joint most assists with Rafael Leao. And look, even watching them at the weekend, they've gone to this new formation against Udinese. They've, for the first time all season, playing in a back three. It's something that Sergio Conceição, the manager, has done before at Porto, and it's not a huge surprise to see him try it, but it was a new venture that worked very well for them. And right away you see that part of why they've done that is because it's about prioritising Theo Hernandez and Rafael Leao on the other side. It's about putting Pavlovic behind them and letting those two support each other in a more attacking way, because everyone knows that Milan want to go down that side. But this season, it really hasn't felt like it did last season under Pioli or even before that, where you can just defend against that, because Pulisic has been so effective on the right-hand side of the attack. And really even, actually, when you look at those numbers and you talk about the fact that, again, top scorer in the whole squad across all competitions, that's despite having had an injury that, again, Conceição's talked about through really all of February and at least half of March that was hindering him. You see it in his productivity. He has a 9-game stretch where I think he had 8 games without goal or assist. So even injured, he's still been at this level of productivity. He's been really, really exceptional. And I think without him, Milan's season would be, it's not looking great, Milan's season, compared to where they hoped to be at the start, but it would be looking a lot worse.
Is he their most valuable player, Herc?
He has been since he signed. 20 million is an absolute steal for a player like Christian Pulisic for that productivity. I can only think of maybe one player that comes close to goal involvements, goal production, assists, goals over that course of these last 2 seasons, and that's Lautaro Martinez. That's the only player I can think of that I'm saying, I know for a fact he's got more in goal involvements than Christian Pulisic. Other than that, you'd have to do some real research to find a player as productive as Christian Pulisic. He's the face of Milan right now. Rafa Leao is undoubtedly a talented player with a massive ceiling. But boy, is that ceiling frustrating to watch. And I think Milan fans have felt that over the course of the last 2 to 3 seasons. He goes on some amazing stretches. He does some amazing things, but he ultimately lets you down. Christian Pulisic has been their most consistent player. He's been a guy that you can count on in any competition, whether it's when they had Champions League or they have Europa League or they had Serie A or the cup ties, whatever the case may be, he's been that productive player for him. And Nicky's right. He's been very good down the right, but he's been very good in the center of the park as well. And it's not that he's only been good with one coach. He was good with Stefano Pioli, he was good with Paulo Fonseca, and he's been good now with Sergio Conceição. Different setups, different coaches asking different things of him, and he's been the most consistent player to date. For a U.S. men's national team fan, this must be a thrilling time to be invested in Serie A, to be invested in Christian Pulisic. The unfortunate thing is, it's this AC Milan. It's this version of this giant that are teetering, 9th, 10th for most of the season. It's not been a fun watch for most fans, whether you're Milan or national team, if it's not just to solely focus on Christian Pulisic and his productivity.
See you smirking over there, Mo.
No, I'll tell you why later. He's the best player in a very bad team. So I know it's cool, the assists, the goals, the contributions, but this is a very bad team. I mean, it doesn't really take much to be the best player in a very, very bad team. And it's gone from bad to worse now. That's maybe the biggest problem. So now at this point, I wonder if Christian Pulisic wants to stay at AC Milan. Because if he's playing at this level, in this league, I don't know if his best option is maybe ask for a transfer and try to exploit his talents, his form, on a team that's going to be competitive and fighting for trophies. Because right now, that's not the case for AC Milan. As things stand, it's not going to be like that in the foreseeable future. I mean, what guarantees do we have that the story is going to be different for the 2025-2026 season? And that's a crucial season because that's leading up to the World Cup that's going to be played in U.S. territory.